This is Brendan from Watto Training, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk about the TLI41318 Certificate IV in Transport and Logistics, Road Transport, Heavy Vehicle Driving Instruction. The information in this tutorial is specifically designed for Queensland applicants. What is covered in this presentation? In this presentation we'll look at the basic information for the qualification itself. It does not include information about the higher level skills program funded by the Queensland Government. Please contact Watto Training for more information about this pathway. Is this a nationally recognised qualification? Yes, this qualification is recognised in all states and territories. Please see your state or territory government website for specific requirements. What is the eligibility criteria? In Queensland, you must have held the relevant class of licence for at least 12 months. Applicants must also produce photo identification. Applicants must undergo a police history check, a driving history check, and a medical if required. These checks are completed by the Queensland Transport and Main Roads Department. Queensland Transport and Main Roads may refuse to grant accreditation to a person who has been convicted of an offence under the Criminal Code or is currently charged with an offence under the Criminal Code and the charge has not been fully disposed of. The requirements for driver training accreditation fall within the Transport Operations, Road Use Management, Accreditation and Other Provisions, Regulation 2015. The changes incorporated in the 2015 regulation are detailed as follows. Driver licence requirements. Currently, to apply to become an accredited driver trainer, an applicant must hold or have held for at least 1 year an O-type licence, open driver licence, authorising the applicant to drive the class of motor vehicle stated in the application as the class of motor vehicle for which the applicant proposes to give training. An O-type licence means an open licence granted outside Queensland. This requirement has been changed to a person has the necessary expertise to be accredited to perform the function of a driver trainer for a class of motor vehicle if the person holds or has held on the day of the application is made for a continuous period of at least 1 year a valid open licence authorising the person to drive the class of motor vehicle. This includes a valid interstate driver licence or a valid driver licence granted in New Zealand. A valid licence means a licence that is not expired, suspended or cancelled, and the licensee is not disqualified by an Australian court from holding or obtaining a driver licence. The core units for the qualification are shown on the screen at the moment. Note there is 13 units outlined on those dot points. There is also one industry elective unit to be completed. They include light rigid, medium rigid, heavy combination and multi-combination. Some people ask me, for example, I've got drive heavy rigid vehicle. If you get TLI C3004 drive heavy rigid vehicle, you can instruct in the classes below that, and that works for all the classes. Now, just a side note, if you do the multi-combination vehicle, you need to have a TAE, a Certificate IV in Training and Assessment, and there are specific requirements relating to that. I've also made another YouTube tutorial on that particular topic, so please go and have a look at that one for specific details. Can I do the assignments online? The answer is yes. The theory assignments are completed online. Watto Training does not deliver face-to-face training for the theory. We will supply you with all the learning guides and PowerPoints as well as YouTube training videos to help you work your way through the assignments. Where do I do the practical assessment? Vehicles can be supplied for practical assessment on the north side of Brisbane. Can I do the assessment in the workplace? Watto Training can conduct assessment in the workplace and or in vehicles supplied by the applicant or their employer, but this is assessed and decided upon on a case-by-case basis as the criteria must be met. Please contact Watto Training for specific details. Can practical assessment be conducted in regional areas? Watto Training can conduct regional assessments on a case-by-case basis as a criteria is set for that. Please contact Watto for more details. Does my driving need to be up to standard? The answer is absolutely yes. you are expected to be a competent driver. This is an instructor course, not a refresher on how to drive course. If you can't drive any vehicle to standard, you will be required to pay additional fees to bring your driving up to standard, go away and get more practice in the workplace or your private vehicle, or alternatively, get qualified in a lower class that you are confident in operating. What are some of the skills I need to demonstrate in this course? Well, you need to be able to do things like pre-drive checks, as outlined below. There are more than that in a lot of heavy vehicles, but that just gives you the basics. You need to also demonstrate your ability to deliver training as a driver and as a trainer in the operational skills, clutch, if we're talking manual, accelerator control, gear changing, steering control and operation, braking techniques, etc. There are also hazard recognition and decision-making skills that you need to be able to not only manage as a driver, but instruct on and assess a learner's performance in. They're outlined in the dot points below. I have prior experience and qualifications. Is this taken into account? It can be taken into account, but it depends on a number of factors such as type and length of experience, qualifications, when completed, and relevance to this course, and so on. Watto Training is happy to discuss pathway options for applicants who may already hold knowledge, skills, and qualifications from previous current fields of work. In such cases, the applicant may be eligible for recognition of prior learning. Recognition of prior learning is a process that allows the competencies you already possess to be recognised regardless of how you obtain them. These might include skills you picked up upon the job or from other life experiences that do not necessarily include formal training. Recognition of prior learning suits people who have industry relevant experience, such as work skills or knowledge, paid or unpaid work experience, life experience, community work experience. Recognition of prior learning can provide you with a full or part qualification and avoid duplication of training. It could be used to identify what training you may need to complete a qualification, or could provide a pathway to higher qualifications for people who may not have access to further training. Credit transfer. Credit transfer recognises previous formal learning, e.g. university, other qualifications. It uses an assessment of a previous course or subject that an applicant has achieved to determine whether it can be credited to the new course in which the applicant wishes to enrol. The assessment determines the extent to which your previous course or subject is equivalent to the required learning outcome of the desired qualification. RPL and credit transfer. If you wish to apply for those, please contact Watto Training for more information. This has been Brendan Watson from Watto Training, RTO 40791. You can find more information on our website at www.wattotraining.com.au. If you haven't already subscribed to the Watto Training YouTube channel, please consider subscribing for tips and strategies on what it takes to be a first-class trainer. And finally, stay safe on the road, and thanks for watching.